My name is Katrin McCarthy. I'm originally from Austria.
And I'm the lucky guy who's her husband. I'm Keith McCarthy. We were wed 40 years ago.
I'm Dave Wolfenberger.
Mitsue.
My name is John Lowen. This is my queen, Sandra Lowen. And what I do for a living is figure out the mystery of this woman.
I'm Matthew Breland. I'm 29. I'm a software developer.
I'm Yoshie Manaka. I am 31 years old.
My name's Elizabeth Manaka.
My name is Toshimasa Manaka.
We flew here for our daughter's wedding.
This ceremony in particular, the theme was daffodils. Mother Moon really loves daffodils because they're the first sign of spring and winter. Our parents were married 40 years ago, and I'm getting the sense that like 40 years later, there is like this new coming of hope and life, and it feels very special to be blessed at this time.
You know, being able to see Reverend Mrs. Moon kind of come out there, and you know, she's 78 years old, and she's in front of an entire audience of 2,100 couples, and who knows how many more thousands, friends and family. It just shows you how important this all is to her, and that just reminds me of really all of the couples that have come before us who have joined on this kind of blessing, ideal, even mission in a lot of ways.
July 1st, 40 years ago, was a hot, humid day in New York City. And here we had thousands of people coming together in Madison Square Garden.
There were a little over 2,000 couples there, and we were all in the same church, and we all had the kind of a shared experience.
There was a sea of white gowns and black tuxedos or suits. It was incredible. And back then it was before cell phones, so if you got separated, good luck.
It was a very profound experience for myself, and I'm so grateful to Father and Mother Moon who had this kind of vision to bring people together for world peace. So when I was there, I wasn't thinking so much about my own life, but I was thinking we're contributing to world peace because we are from so many countries and different backgrounds.
The hope that I had when I joined our movement was that I would be able to find an eternal spouse, and that together we would be able to build not just this relationship, but a relationship that went outside of us and to the world.
That marriage ceremony was a changing moment for me. Everybody together, my co-worker and many people together, that really made a supported environment. And yes, we're going to do this.
When we walked into the room where the banner said World Peace Through Ideal Families, I remember feeling a little intimidated by the theme. It was like me, But 2,000 couples bringing harmony together, it's an incredible, powerful force. That awesomeness and holiness and consecration that I think comes at weddings that often makes people cry, makes me cry when I go to a wedding, it was multiplied by 2,000.
In the spring of 1976, I was traveling. I visited San Francisco. I was walking through Golden Gate Park, and I was approached by these two women in long wool coats, and they invited me to dinner, and then went for the weekend to study the divine principle. And I was moved by the simplicity and the profundity of it.
When I joined the movement, I really wanted to make a better world. And making a better world definitely has to do with people. And the teaching of the divine principle, which is the theology, it has such a rational explanation about the relationship between the help of God and our ability as human beings.
40 years ago, Americans hate Japanese. But that group is no difference between American and Japanese is just we are people. So I really felt it's so meaningful to make this kind of world expand. So then I decided I want to stay in America.
We were introduced in 1979, and it took another 3 years before we had the blessing. And we didn't see each other much then. So I would write nice letters to her to see how she's doing, and the letters back were like, I'm very good, I'm doing God's will.
We made a commitment not only each other, but we made a commitment to God. I take care of your daughter or take care of your children. You can't break your promise with God.
Our faith is that God created man and woman to come together in marriage, and when that happens substantially, that is when the two aspects of our heavenly parents come together substantially on the earth.
Father Moon, Mother Moon, both of them emphasized we want to bring happiness not just to ourselves, but for everyone, to build a whole society like this.
We see marriage as an eternal commitment, which you don't really hear much of these days. When people say they're getting married, it's till death do us part. And for most people, that's a long time. I hope I can last that long. And we say it's eternal.
The founders of the Blessing Movement, Father Moon, Mother Moon, I remember seeing their relationship with each other, and it was just so lovely. They would often sing together, and they had really beautiful children. And I do think that having that example and seeing their love came into our own experience as well. But to create that love that I had seen is a harder job than what I was thinking.
The quality of our relationship is increasing. So I would say the answer is divorce. We've divorced each other about 4,000 times. The dude I was 6 months ago, she wouldn't tell. I said, John, you're better than, forget him. I'm divorcing him. Because we don't need that, we pulled the weeds. So unless you're growing, you're gonna get tired of the other person. So I think the solution is growth, baby.
It's part of our faith is that living for others, and many times it's like that in big and small ways. And definitely you have to practice selflessness, otherwise it's not going to work.
When you have somebody that's committed to making you happy and you're committed to making that other person happy, it's so much better than just if you're trying to take happiness from that person.
We have this term blessing, which is something that we're receiving. And it's true that we are receiving something really special, but it's also an incredibly high standard to try to achieve.
I know that the public image of who we are and what we believe is very eye-catching and affronting to a lot of people. And the reality of it, from my experience, is that it's so beautiful. And my whole community is full of people who really genuinely want to solve the world's biggest problems through marriage and families.
To a young child, their parents are everything, and everything else builds from there. But it's really centered on their love for their parents and their parents' love for them. And I think the relationship with God is something like that. It's more primary than anything else.
The blessing was really modeled for me in my family and with my parents, and God was so much a part of the fabric of our everyday lives. So naturally, there was nothing else that I wanted but for God to also be a part of, my future marriage as well. And so when I was looking for somebody to spend the rest of my life with, it kind of became very clear that that's the first thing, to make sure that we have the same vision that I saw in my own family, to carry that into this next generation as well. That's what I want.
Marriage is the essence of being a co-creator. It's the greatest creative act when a husband and wife can come together and create children and create a family and create the next generation so that life goes on.
This is David Lowen and Zachary Lowen.
They are universes of their own. You can see God. They're not just toys to cuddle. And what's amazing is as a 71-year-old, I'm 71 now, right?
Almost 72.
Okay. So as a 71-year-old, having this relationship
You're
with
aging like wine and cheese.
Thank you. Having this relationship with a 7-year-old that is absolutely serious, it's just, it brings out a different dimension in me, and it cultivates something else in him.
I hear these stories about children who like try to play their parents off against one another, right? Like they'll ask the mom for a cookie, and the mom says no, and then they go ask their dad, and the dad says, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then they eat the cookie, right? I would have never even thought that that was a possibility because my parents were so on the same page. They were practically the same person to me. And I think that kind of unity is really what God is looking for.
He's from Japan originally. I'm from Texas. You probably couldn't get any cultures further apart. But I think with that vision for the blessing, those cultural differences are minor compared to the power of that.
Sandra was like born-again Christian, from that family. My parents were born-again atheists.
Most people look at us and they go, oh, well, she's black kids, right?
That's the least of it.
That has nothing to do with it. That was like, oh yeah.
My parents were blessed at a time where people still had living memory of World War II. And my grandparents actually fought on opposite sides of the Pacific War. I did get to know one of my grandparents, and she was very opposed to my mother for a very long time, my Japanese mother. But over time, she had grown to really love my mother, and it kind of healed all of that kind of pain that she had in her heart. And not only that, but it helped her to really overcome a lot of the other racial prejudices that she had as a child of her era.
Real peace has to do with people. Often, we say we love humanity, but we might not love the person next to us. It's really by learning to love the person next to us that we can love humanity in a real way.
You have people, when they are happily blessed and experiencing conjugal love the way that God intended to be experienced, then they're confident, they're transformed as individuals, they become better people, and they're able to reconcile with their neighbor because they respect that in their neighbor when they see it.
We want to love each other, that's very important. But we also want to contribute our lives and our marriage for the sake of bringing a wider world that's in harmony and love. And I think that's the blessing movement. We're so grateful to be part of this cause, and I really wish that this kind of blessing movement can expand throughout the world.
Marriages and families are the building blocks of the future, and without that, society breaks down. And when you have people that are committed to world peace, to bringing God's vision and God's plan into my marriage and my world, that's a big thing.
I think the intention of the blessing is to have that energy of absolute love flowing out, and as we have children, flowing around our children, flowing through our grandchildren, into their friends and their friends' friends, and so on. What a world we would have.
I think that vision was something that, if anybody could dream, you can't have a better dream than that.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is the first time I've seen as many second gen in our service in a while. But it's great to see you all. It's great to see you all. First things first, just for housekeeping reasons, please turn your phones to silent mode if you haven't already, so that we can have a smooth Sunday service, or more so a commitment ceremony for our couples today. But before we get started, I'd like to first acknowledge our couples. So can I have Asami and Hanmi Jonathan stand up? Let's welcome up our couples. You may be seated. And of course, the parents, can I have Wanda and Marcus Wanoy, and also Miwako-san, Miwako Asami-san? And the family of Asami and Jonathan, please stand up. Let's all recognize them. Family, brothers, sisters, they came all the way from the West Coast. All the way from the West Coast. Please stand up, Gabby and Sho. Yeah, looking at the crowd, a lot of people came far and wide to attend this. This is amazing. It's amazing. It's the union of the East Coast and the West Coast. I met Jonathan for the first time last summer in Kodiak, and we're talking about the blessing, and I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw this on Facebook. I was like, wow, he moved really quickly. But, but I'm happy and glad for you, Jonathan, of course, Asami. And with that, actually, just one more thing. This room may, as you can see, may fill up very quickly, so there is overflow downstairs. So in case you're hearing me from anywhere across this building, or you leave and your seat's taken, there's overflow downstairs. Feel free to head there as well. But with that, I'm actually going to invite up our pastor of Clifton Family Church, but also the president of Family Federation, to give a welcoming and congratulatory address. Let's welcome up Pastor Naokimi Ushiroda.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Wow, a lot of people. Guess you're popular. Anyway, I do need to head out for another engagement, so I wanted to still have a chance to share a little bit, and just really honored to be able to greet you guys. First thing is Asami. She's the youth pastor of our community here as a New Jersey family church. So I really appreciate her for all the work she's done in serving our youth, including my own kids. Jonathan, I don't know you so well, but I know your dad and your sister, so you must be kind of good, right? Right? One thing I appreciate about Asami is that she really helps me feel tall. So she has a great heart also, and many other good points, which I'm sure you're going to hear throughout the day today. But the main reason why we're here is that we're here to congratulate you on your commitment as a couple. And one thing you heard in the video is that Father and Mother Moon really understood that marriage is something that is really something for the sake of a higher purpose. I mean, there's definitely the importance of love for each other, which is great. But marriage, we understand to be the cornerstone of a healthy family, society, world, and ultimately, as a spiritual community, we believe that marriage is a representation of the best aspects or both aspects of God. And so I just want to encourage you guys. There's going to be the ups and downs, but yeah, keep the love strong. You also have all of these people here to support you, people to talk with if things get rough, or even or have joy with, right? Have fun with. The second most important thing after love is commitment. And the third most important thing to keep a couple going, what do you think that is? That's part of the love part, okay? But yeah, someone mentioned intimacy. The third most important thing is money. So I got something for you guys here. There you go. Make sure you give a lot of money to support this couple. It's one of the top reasons for conflict within couples, I heard. But love is first. Love is most important. Second is commitment to each other, and finances. So with that said, I wish you all a wonderful commitment ceremony for the rest of the day. And congratulations again to you guys and to the families. Thank you very much.
Aju. Thank you, Pastor Nakibi. All right, so we're going to start with our opening song, and I'd like to invite everybody to stand as we sing Song of the Banquet. Here we go. Pure new life that once was sown within the garden's fertile soil, sprouting seeds has now become a blossom of heavenly loveliness. Father above, Lord of all, shower your blessing upon this holy day, dawn of love forevermore. Hallelujah, glorious day of joy, fairest flowers of the meadow, tender buds of perfect form, now receive the gift of life and dance in the joy of eternal spring. Heavenly host, man on earth, join us in praising this day. Bless us to share love's communion faithfully. Hallelujah, glorious day of joy. Hushed we stand in awe before you, ready now to give our pledge to attend and serve completely with an unchanging eternal love. Glorious King, mighty God, fill with your blessed grace this dearest one, holy banquet of our love. Hallelujah, glorious day of joy, overflowing with your love as dawn proclaims eternal life. Earth and heaven come surround the glorious parents of mankind. Gather around, sing the song, fragrant the love of the Lord. Tell all the world, spring has come eternally. Hallelujah, glorious day of joy. All the world, spring has come eternally. Hallelujah, glorious day of joy. Hallelujah, glorious day of joy. Aju.
Thank you so much for that wonderful song. You may be seated. Yes, I'm so excited to be here to celebrate Asami and Jonathan's commitment ceremony, their engagement. I feel so grateful to be here, and I think all of us can feel that gratitude and feel the love, right, in the room. So with that, I'd like to invite you to join us in prayer as we offer up this day and this ceremony to God, our Heavenly Parent. Please join me in prayer. Dear most beloved Heavenly Parent, it is with such deep gratitude that we are gathered here together. To know how much you love this couple, each of these your precious children. It's not easy to find someone who really sees us and knows us and is willing to walk the journey of life together. And all of the loneliness and the struggle before trying to figure out and face the uncertainty of who this person might be makes us so grateful, Heavenly Parent, and really that we feel your hand in guiding each of them to each other. Heavenly Parent, there are so many people here who've turned out, and I pray that this couple really knows how deeply you love them, that you have trusted them to look after each other as your son and your daughter, as your precious holy children. Heavenly Parent, I pray that when things get tough, that they remember this gratitude, that they remember the struggles of before, and not only that they remember today, this beautiful day in which this community has turned out to really reflect the power of your love and grace, that when times are tough and when they are struggling, that they know that the foundation that they stand on of you, Heavenly Parent, of Jesus, of true parents, of Father and Mother Moon, of their parents, all of the blood, sweat, and tears that went into leading them here together, that when things are tough, that they have that foundation of support. All of these people here in this room here really want to help them through, to be there for them. Heavenly Parent, we are so, so grateful. And with that heart, we really invite your presence here as we celebrate this beautiful love and really send them on this new journey and this new beginning, this new chapter in their life with your guidance and centered upon you. Thank you so much for everything that you have blessed each and every one of us. And I pray that each person here may be inspired by their love and really open their hearts to you to understand how you are guiding them to the person that they are meant to be with. Thank you so much. And we offer all of these things in my name, Nancy Jubb, of a Blessed Central Family. Ach.
Thank you, Pastor Nancy. And with that, we're actually going to dismiss Sunday school. So if you're part of Sunday school and you're in the crowd now, feel free to head upstairs. Your teachers are waiting for you. Yes, Michin, feel free to head upstairs. All right, so as Sunday school participants head to their class, I'm going to read a word from our true parents from the Cheonsongyeon Book 3, Chapter 2, Section 2. You sacrifice for a person you love. You give and still feel it is not enough. You want to give and keep on giving more. This way of love continuously brings us to feel ultimate value and provides constant hope for the future. With that, I'd like to invite up Yana Johnson to share a little bit more about the marriage blessing and how that's a little bit different from a contemporary marriage. Let's welcome up Yana Johnson.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Congratulations, Jonathan Asami. So I wanted to share a little background with everyone here about the process, their journey getting here, and kind of the deeper story behind the blessing. We saw a bit in the video. But what Asami and Jonathan and what we're witnessing at the commitment ceremony is kind of a final stepping stone in the matching process, which is a intentional family-driven engagement process. And there's some key differences. It's very different than dating culture or the way that generally a lot of people look to find their spouse or partner. And some of those differences are talking about the deep stuff first, talking about long-term things around family, future family, where you want to live, thinking more long-term. It's also about involving family and community in support. It's not being alone just as your couple, but really connecting to God and to your parents and parental figures for guidance and support. It creates this kind of extra strength because it's you, two, and God and parents. So it's like this. Oh. And that's really solid. And finally, and I think one of the deepest things, and when we think about commitment ceremony, that's a big word, commitment. And a lot in the dating culture, right? There's a challenge, a fear, maybe even a phobia around commitment. A lot of the focus is like falling in love and the excitement first and then fizzles out, right, in marriage. That's a common concept. But this whole, what we're celebrating and gathering around today is this commitment that they're making together in the future, a commitment to growth, to growing in love. Just keep going up, right? There's so much more. This is just the beginning to learn. So the reason that the matching process is like that it's this vertical and horizontal, it comes from this deeper story about the blessing and really God's story. God, our heavenly parent, was hoping from the beginning for this kind of celebration with the first human ancestors. But if we know in the story, right, there isn't any record of a celebration of marriage and love in the beginning. Instead, it's a painful story, right? A story of disconnect. That's kind of what we've inherited from generation to generation, this fear around love, right? This contradiction that love is both the thing we want the most and greatest happiness, but also it's the source of greatest pain in the world. That wasn't God's plan at all, right? Our parent wants every single person to grow in love and be giving love throughout their life and to continue a legacy of love. And that's really the heart of what the blessing is about. That's the heart of what committing to today. And it's a lot, right? Like, no pressure, piling up the pressure. But the point is we're trying to strive. We want to strive to love like God. And God wants to be there with you. And that's really, true parents, Father and Mother Moon, their core of creating the blessing. And what's different about marriage is that it's rooted in this heart of seeking to understand God's story and the story of humankind, this disconnect, and how can we reconnect? That we need a vertical connection to God, who's the source of true love, in order to learn how to love. And our lineage, our root, needs to be connected to God so that we can continue that our love, not just in our life, right, but it continues through our children and our descendants. And that's how we heal this collective pain that we've inherited from the very beginning as humanity. So it's not about having it all figured out. It's about that heart to try. It's about that vulnerability and that faith in making this commitment. And as you commit to the blessing, going to the blessing, you're connecting your love to God's love, your lives to God's life, and your lineages to God's lineage. God's love and life will dwell in you and through to your children. So I think to conclude, probably the deepest blessing in all of this is that you're in a shared community. I think it's been said multiple times by others who are striving the same commitment of blessed families. So please lean in to support and learn from those around you. And other couples here, blessed couples and families, be there to support and offer as we strive to create this community of love and learning to love like God. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Yona. And with that, we're actually going to hear from the parents now. So first up, I'd like to invite up the parents of Jonathan, Hanmi Vonoe. First, I'd like to invite up Marcus and Wanda Vonoe to come up and share their words of encouragement for the couple. Let's welcome up Marcus and Wanda Vonoe.
Good morning, Dr. Young. Thank you for inviting us here. Wow, we didn't expect it to be that big. We were looking for something more intimate, personal touch. We're as well want to just acknowledge the Bay Area community who is watching. So, and I let my wife speak.
He's going to say more. Yeah. So good morning, everyone. I think God must be so happy today. I think he must, sorry, I become emotional sometimes. God must be so happy today as the greatest gift to God is including God. So the greatest gift to God is including God in your decision to make a commitment. So I want to acknowledge all the family and friends who's also watching online, those in Europe, your grandparents in Europe, and also the Bay Area. So thank you for attending. So this ceremony is about Jonathan and Asami. It's about their commitment, but actually it goes back to the connections to others and to the connections to our ancestors. Therefore, I want to thank also everyone who's been helping them, supporting them on this journey. We also would like to give our appreciation to Jonathan's grandparents and great-grandparents who received the blessing from our two parents in 1976, and who paved the way for our family and for you to stand here. So I want to acknowledge them. Yeah. So something about Jonathan. What you see is what you get. I think there's no pretending in him. He's very sincere. He's very calm and steady. He has the ability to see what's needed and to see what's needed in a situation without us asking him, and he just jumps in and does what I want. I didn't even ask him. You know, he just like knows what needs to be done. So you were lucky. We are happy and proud also of you supporting our family and all the siblings. Yeah. Also, we are proud that you found your place in helping the Providence through Ocean Challenge by becoming a boat captain. We are very happy that you are giving your time, offering your time for helping young people to learn more about the ocean. I'm sure True Father is very happy about that too, as he loves the ocean. So, yeah. So, Asami, we are still getting to know you little by little. So far, it feels to me you are like a whirlwind of energy. And who loves true parents. So that's very important. Thank you. So we hope together you become an unstoppable force to influence people into God's direction. And may you grow together in your love for each other and for God and for others. So thank you very much.
My wife told me what to say next. Joke. Yes, interesting. When we arrived yesterday was a storm and lightnings. I think coming to Clifton is like the hurricane of our movement, where Dr. Young is. So we're arriving in lightning. So we're grateful to be here. I was one point today's commitment ceremony is a very big moment, not just for Hanmin, Jonathan, and Asami, but for both of our families. It's a turning point. It's a very big moment. We just had a commitment ceremony of our daughter 2 days ago. So everything comes so fast, faster than we could really prepare ourselves for. So a lot of emotions been going through our hearts of joy and being nervous and exciting for the future. But for both of you, if God is involved, great things will happen. I think this is the matching process. If God is involved in the midst of the matching process, then great things can happen. And when you put God first, then amazing things, miracles will happen. And so to have God there, so that has been always our prayer as parents, for Jonathan to really put God first in this whole process of making a decision. Each of our children is a testimony of that. I think for most our blessed families, and so for us, as each of our children is a testimony of putting testimony of our faith and devotion to God. When my wife was pregnant with Jonathan, true parents asked 50 state leaders to go to Japan for 40 days for the condition, and they didn't have enough state leaders, but I was a CARP leader, and so I was sent to Japan, and at that time we knew that possibly Jonathan will be born before I come back. And so we had to make a big decision and pray. And so that, of course, for my wife, most difficult, right, when I go away for 40 days. And so I was in Japan for 40 days, and then the rest, we were 10 days in Korea. And his name became then Han Min, actually first Han Mi, but then Dr. Yang, not Dr. Yong, Dr. Yang, Dr. Yang gave the name Han Min, which meant actually the great big, wanted to unify the Korea and America. So, but when I came back home, Jonathan was already born during the time I was in Korea. And the nurse said it was a miracle that Jonathan survived. And my wife was in tears because the umbilical cord was around his neck 2 times or something. And the nurse said it was a miracle. And I felt because we made a condition, God could protect. And so when you could put God first, I think always a blessing has been. Jonathan has been an incredible blessing to our family. He has been an incredible, young man, and I could speak a long time about it. But I just want to leave it with putting God first, and then your commitment to God comes first, and then your commitment to each other, and you will have a great future. And thank you.
Oh, one more thing. So, Asami, welcome to our family. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcus and Wanda. Those are very sweet words. And next, I'd like to invite up Asami's mother, Miwako Maruyama.
Hi. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. So Dr. Yang, Takedo-san, all of brothers and sisters who prepared this ceremony, so I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, actually, okay. Word cannot describe how happy I am to be here today. There was a time when I didn't think I would have a daughter. Before giving birth to Asami, I gave birth to 3 like a troublemaker, not troublemaker, no, 3 like active sons. Yeah. When I finally had my first daughter, my husband, I was so overjoyed. And I even attended a 40-day workshop in Cheonggyeom, Korea, prayed for the daughter in front of the tree of all things. And God answered with 2 beautiful daughters. When Asami was first born, my husband was thrilled to finally have a daughter and held baby Asami every day and talking about how cute she was and how much joy he felt. He and Asami had a very special bond. Asami received a lot of love from him, and because of that, he was cheerful and bright and laughed louder than anyone else. Yeah, our family was filled with Asami's laughter. When Asami was in high school, she was going through a difficult time, and we are worried about her and her future. We are not sure whether or not she would choose to go through a God-filled path or not. But sometime before the end of her senior year of high school, she suddenly decided and she would not go to college and would instead go to GPA. My husband and I were thrilled. We thought that with this experience, she would be able to find her value and her spiritual life and be able to experience God and her parents. When Asami was in her first year of GPA, my husband was diagnosed with colon cancer. She didn't get to see him much because she was in GPA, but stayed home for a bit during the last 1 week of my husband's life. Even though difficult condition, she pushed forward, completing the second, third year of GPA. She really worked hard, not only for herself, but the God and her parents, her friends and family. I'm truly proud of her. And I believe that my husband is too. Because Asami and our family went through many difficult times, we are now able to be here today. I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart to have Jonathan to be a part of my family, our family. And he's such a wonderful son. Jonathan's mother and father and Jonathan's family. So, yeah, these are praise for raising him so well. After he passed, I promised to my husband I would see to it that our children are to be matched and blessed. Because of that, I have gone through many trials and difficulties. I have prayed continued times, repent, and waited for this day. And this moment, I'm truly, truly happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miyako-san. At this time, we're going to hear from some of the closest friends of the couple today. And the first person we're going to hear from is actually Jonathan's best friend. Jonathan's best friend, he calls him, he says it's like his brother. So from the Bay Area, we're going to hear from Jordan Solman. I believe there's a recording of it that'll be played.
Today, I'm going to be saying a few words about my friend Jonathan on this special day. So, I've known Jonathan for most of my life, and hello everyone, my name is Jordan Solman, for those of you who don't know me, and today I'm going to be saying a few words about my friend Jonathan on this special day. So, I've known Jonathan for most of my life, and he's someone that I would easily consider a brother. I think it's safe to say that we've been through a lot of great adventures together, and also a lot of struggles together. Whether that be through Boy Scouts, church events, nature outings, or just hanging out on our own time. Even though he's the same age as me, I feel like he's always been someone I could look up to because he's had such a strong set of values, which I believe were instilled into him by his amazing parents and also our faith movement. So today I just wanted to give you all a quick story about what I feel like sums up Jonathan's character to me. So there was one time when we were probably 10 or 11 years old. We were hanging out at the Starbucks down the street from my house, and a couple tables away from us was a lady having a coffee, and when she was done, she got up to leave and got in her car, and we noticed that she left her purse behind. And the moment we saw that, Jonathan got up, ran as quickly as he could, grabbed that purse and ran it out the door and caught her just in time. And even though it's a simple thing, I feel like at that age, to have such a strong sense of doing what's right and acting on it so quickly without a second thought is a really amazing thing. And I feel like it really speaks to his character. And the funny thing is, I think he doesn't even remember this happened, which I feel like speaks to his character even more. About what kind of person he is and what kind of person Asami is with. So with all that being said, I've been waiting a long time for this day, and I'm so excited that Jonathan and Asami will be able to build an awesome life together, and I know that they're going to create something truly beautiful as a blessed couple.
And for Lena, I said Lena, that's a spoiler. For Asami, I'd like to invite up her friend from Pennsylvania, coming all the way from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Lena Iwasaki.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I think first thing, I just really wanted to, I felt really blessed, like when I knew like Jonathan and Asami were gonna be together. Oh, I can't look at that. I felt really blessed because I feel like I'm really good friends with both of them. Jonathan, I was on the same team with for GPA. We didn't really get along, but I think we found mutual respect for each other. And with Asami, I feel like in this past year, she has helped me in so many ways, and I felt like we really grew closer, and I've learned so much from her. So I'm really blessed to be able to stand here and like speak. Because I feel really close to both of them. So for Asami, I think in the beginning when she asked me to like talk about her character, I was like, there's no reason to speak about Asami's character, you know, like she shows it. There's like, you know, I feel like I have nothing to say because everything is like said already or shown already. But I really loved today's like your parents' words because it was talking about how true love like gives and gives and forgets it, gives and gives and gives again. And I feel like it hit me so hard this morning because I really felt like that's exactly who Asami is. Like she's someone, like even if she's going through like the toughest time of her life, or she feels hurt by somebody, or she feels wronged, she has this amazing way of not showing it. She feels it really deeply, but she continues to just keep moving forward, you know? And I think I've really seen that in this past year with Asami, that even if she was going through so much, like she still really chose to give and give and give again. But yeah, another thing I wanted to kind of talk about is like, you know, it's either like 0 or 100 Asami. You either have 0 Asami or you have all of Asami. And yeah, and that's why like, she's even on GPA, I just remember like how intense she was and like everything. Like she really laughs about everything. Like you could really hear her laugh like a mile away. She has this amazing bright character, but inside it's like she's on fire. She's always thinking about her parents. She's always thinking about her dad and doing everything. And I feel like on GPA she really did everything to really make her dad proud. And so all her 3 years, I feel like it really was an offering to her family. And yeah, I could really testify that in this past year, she has given so much to be here for the blessing. She has really given so much to be here. So I'm really happy for you, Asami. I really wish you and Jonathan the happiest of everything. That doesn't even make sense, but like, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think with Jonathan too, like, I feel like you really have nothing to worry about with Asami. She is there. Like, when she's there, she's really there. If you guys know what I mean, like, she's committed, and her faith is so strong. I felt like I grew closer. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. I felt like I learned so much more about God and your parents just being able to talk to her throughout this past year. Her love for your parents is really there, and her love for the blessing and family and community and all her youth pastor kids. I felt like this is all she talks about, her kids. But yeah, so I'm really happy for the both of you guys, and yeah, thank you.
This horizon, it's shining. Seems the daylight knows this is our time now. Where we're going, these dreams we're holding. Oh, and now we know it. All the world is ours to take. You and me will find a way. Oh, the wonder that awaits. Here we are, forever starts today.
That's how I was when I first saw their pictures on Facebook. I was like, wow, there couldn't have been a better match for both Jonathan and Asami. And with that, actually, we're going to hear from Jonathan and Asami, their vows to each other. So I'd like to invite up Jonathan and Asami to come up in front to share their commitments.
Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming today. Oh my God. Yeah, some of you I haven't seen you in a while, but nice to see you again. I have so much to say, and I have so little time. But yeah, I just want to invite you during this time where I'm sharing my commitments to Jonathan. Yeah, but Jonathan, I've thought about this day so many times, just like thinking of what to say and thinking of like, oh, like I should include this story and that story, but I'm just like so overwhelmed by how happy I am for this beautiful moment, because I remember the first time I met you on GPA. I think you were carrying like a blender around. Yeah, and I was like, who is this white boy? Like, what's he doing? But yeah, as you know, we've taken a lot of time to get to know each other, to talk more, and I really felt like I was able to learn more and see more of like the gems and the beauty that you have behind you. I really learned from just our talks, but even our small interactions, that you're the most sincere person in the world. And I never knew that a man like you could exist. Like, he's crazy. Yeah, that's right. When I feel like I've been, I'm very transparent, and I've told you a lot about like the things that I did in my past, and the painful experiences that I had, and you didn't judge me, but you accepted me fully, and you comforted me, and I always feel so much support from you, and I want to give back. I feel like I haven't been giving back enough, but I want to continue to give back a thousand times more than what you give me. And yeah, I just want to thank you for being you. And I'm so grateful that your parents, your ancestors, and God, and of course your parents, took a lot of effort into creating someone beautiful as you. And we can be here together today to meet each other and to talk and to commit to each other. So I will continue. I will support you, and I love you now, and I'll love you forever. So thank you.
I love you too. I wrote mine down because I can't wing it. All right. Oh, thank you all for coming. Oh, okay. Well, have you ever heard of the concept that God has prepared the one for you? I believe that God has prepared multiple possible people who you can be with, but I also believe that there's a list from like the best possible to not a bad choice, and Asami is at the #1 spot on that list. So yeah, she's the best possible choice, and there's no doubt. Yeah, you could say she's the one. In the culture these days, couples are hesitant or straight up don't want to get married. I believe this creates a weak foundation and doesn't help them move forward because they are not permanently committed. There's a kind of way out. By making this commitment in front of God, it creates a solid foundation for us to move forward. It allows us to open up many doors in our heart because there's no fear or hesitancy to move forward because we know we'll be together for eternity. So by doing this commitment ceremony, I'm offering our relationship up to God and telling him I'm committed to see this relationship through the highs and lows to create an eternal relationship centered on God's love. I have no delusions that there will be hard times because we all have our flaws and weirdness, but by making this commitment, I'm prepared to work through all of this. Flawed as we both are, by committing to each other, we have the possibility of becoming more than we are, and I'd like to do that with you, Asami. So I'm committed to make you feel like the luckiest wife in the world, committed to put God and you first. I commit to keep God at the center of our relationship so we can have a solid foundation for life. I commit to work through our highs and lows together. I hope together we can bring joy to our own family and those around us. We don't have to have it all figured out, and I'm looking forward to figuring it out together. I'm committed to love and cherish you more than anything else. I commit to constantly work on our relationship together so we can grow into our best selves. I'm committed to be the best husband I can be for you so we can create an awesome, loving family centered on God. I have so much hope and excitement for the future, and I'm so happy that you are the one I get to spend the rest of my life with. So I'm going to end this with a story. Last year in Alaska, we were fishing together on a boat before we ever started talking about getting committed. Asami was catching all these salmon, these king salmon, and she thought she was better than me. So I started trying, and I caught more king salmon and bigger king salmon than her, and that just shows by her being in my life, I've become a better man. Okay, so we both are going to give each other our purity rings. This just shows that we're saving ourselves for each other for this moment.
All right, at this time, his first name is actually Hanmin. Who knew? Hanmin, Jonathan Bonoy, and Asami Mariyama will sign their matching commitment form. The promise is we pledge to God and true parents that we will attend the blessing ceremony with our full commitment and with the attitude of serving and supporting each other according to the will of God. You may sign. And I pronounce them happily matched couple. This is it, no turning back. But actually, we're going to sort of pay homage to God, to our true parents, and to the parents that made it all possible. So at this time, I'd like to invite up the parents of Jonathan and Asami Mariyama to come up here.
And we're going to face our true parents first. Kyombe. Baro. And now I'd like the couple to face your parents. Kyombe. Baro. Now please face each other. Kyombe. Baro. Parents, you may be seated. True parents says all the time, and Dr. Young reminds us all the time that your spouse is your Messiah. So you're going to have to bow more and more from now on. And with that, we're actually going to go into our gift exchange. So, Jonathan, Asami, please grab your gifts. As a token, as an offering, and a commitment to eternally giving to each other. Thank you, Asami. Thank you, Jonathan. You may be seated. And with that, I'd like to invite up the band to perform and show us a musical offering. They're going to be singing the song Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Just for the lovely couple. I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Oh, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, knowing what it was. I will not time. Well, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and
Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful song. And with that, we now have our congratulatory remarks. We're grateful to have him here, our Continental Director, also our Senior Pastor of Clifton Family Church. Let's welcome up Dr. Chunshik Yong.
Hey. Wow. Today full of house. Dear Bonyu and Maruyama families, Jonathan and Asami, and dear my brothers and sisters. I am truly happy to be here with you today and congratulate Jonathan and Asami on the occasion of your commitment ceremony. Today, I am very happy as if I am attending my child's engagement ceremony. I really feel that I really remind again that my 3 children's engagement ceremony and blessing ceremony. And then I personally also get to know Asami and our Jonathan. I'm really happy. And especially, I'm really grateful to our Miyako-san. Without husband, raised up her children so well. I'm really grateful. I think today, Miyako-san's husband, Yasuji, I think he's very happy. I think he's here with us now. Thank you once again. I think Miyako, you have such dedication and 정성 to raise up your children, especially Miwako. I hope Miwako's younger sister Sae and Shingo also someday can receive the blessing. Just last Friday, I sent my special message to congratulate Jonathan's sister Gabby on her commitment ceremony that was held in Chicago. So Vaughn, you family, you are very lucky with 2 children receiving the blessing this year. What a wonderful time it is. Please give a big hand to that family. We love commitment ceremonies in New Jersey Family Church. And we even close to use our Sunday worship time to celebrate such a commandment. Actually, normally, we do not using this kind of time, engagement ceremony on Sunday. But why we have this kind of celebration and such a commitment on Sunday? What is that? It is because the blessing is such an important part of our spiritual lives and of the culture of our communities that celebrating the commitment of young people to the path of blessing is an incredible opportunity for all of us to reconnect to the very core of our relationship with God and through parents. And to find again the joy, the hope, and the immense gratitude we feel for our blessing and for the new couples forming in our communities. Commitment ceremonies are always full of hope and excitement as the couple is declaring their determination to become a blessed family in front of their families, their friends, their community, and in front of God, our Heavenly Parents. And it is always delightful to take part in such an event. Whenever I get a chance to speak or pray at a commitment ceremony, I feel like a proud parent. But it is even more so in New Jersey because I've been directly involved in this community for almost a year now. And when we see our young members that are involved and engaged in our community officially committed to go to the blessing, it really feels like my own children are going to the blessing. My children, because they respect, respect me and respect my wife. And then, all three of them, I really, tell them, you need to prepare, receive blessing before 20 years old. And then my daughter, when was 16 years old, my boy, first boy is 17 years old, the other guy is 19 years old. I said, your God is my God, is the same God. So, as a father, I feel this boy is good, this girl is good. How about your thinking? And my daughter a little bit struggling about that because too early this and that. I say, you are second generation. Your blood lineage, my blood lineage is different. My blood lineage came from satanic blood lineage. However, you are second generation. Your blood lineage came from God's direct blood lineage directly. That's why you are serious. Think about it, pray about it. Then you will get answer. And then, okay, Daddy, I respect you. She prayed around 1 week. Wow, she immediately got an answer that this is a right choice. And then my daughter and her spouse or something like that. Even my two boys also, same kind of the answer. I feel that our second generation, if you have clear and vertical alignment, respect your father and mother, respect your parents, and then respect God, and you are serious, now is a different time, you will get answer directly. It's a very, very powerful time. Your lineage is different. Second generation lineage come from God's blood lineage, God's royal family blood lineage. You need to understand. First generation come from satanic blood lineage. In order to pay back the indemnity, it took long time, incredible sacrifice. I think our second generation do not know about this one. That's why I talk to my children that you came from royal blood family lineage. You need to know that how much precious you are. Centering on God's point of view, you are an incredible child. That's why today I'm so happy. Our Asami, Jonathan, as a second generation, as the loyal family blood lineage, and keep that kind of the absolute purity, and inherit that kind of the blood lineage, heavenly blood lineage from God directly, and have a strong commitment to really carry on continuously this God's blood lineage. This is really, when Heavenly Father sees this one, how much happy He is. How much true parents happy about that. As for you, Asami, who is serving in our youth ministry, your example now, making a public statement of a commitment to receive the blessing with Jonathan, is really great model for other young people. And when we see how happy you are, we feel our sharing in your happiness by participating your ceremony. So thank you both for celebrating your commitment in our Sunday worship time with the whole community cheering for you. I think I think Yasuji, our Asami father, is maybe crying. I'm so happy and overjoyed. And Miwako, once again, I really appreciate. And then also our Sae is, joining our GPA, and then her commitment is very strong. And Shingo, and also Jonathan. I met Jonathan first time in Alaska, right? And then the fishing tournament is over. And the next day we still have time. I say, let's go out. And then our Jonathan was my captain. And then raining a little bit. And then I saw him. And at the time, our Gabby also joined together. I saw him. I saw so many brothers and just look at him and I already know what kind of character he has. He is so sincere and very calm and very sincere. I'm so impressed. He is really such a good character. And then finally I came to know that he matched our Asami. Oh my God, this is and then also our Jonathan's father, Marcus, and Wanda. He's very much involving about the service project. I think his life is a life of the public. I really personally respect this Marcus and Wanda couple. Yeah, we heard some really nice testimony from the friends and family. We heard from the happy parents as well. This is one of the favorite part. I love hearing how much you are loved, how much you are appreciated by your families and friends. And now I know they will continue to support you. The step you are taking today by committing to go to the blessing together is one of the most important steps in your life. The marriage blessing is one of the points in our lives that are completely pivotal. Before and after blessing are not the same. From one person with a filial heart towards their own parents and God, you are becoming a couple honoring to set of the parents together, showing your filial heart to God, and not only individually, but together as one unit, representing the image of God. We know that blessing is much more than just marriage. The blessing is the most precious gift our heavenly parents and true parents gave us, especially for our second generation. The blessing means securing for the lineage of God. Through the blessing, two lineages are merged. Two families come together and two people become one. This is also how the blessing movement grows. If we really want to expand the realm of the blessing and give it to those who we don't even know yet, we must first celebrate it and show how beautiful blessing is in our own communities. Jonathan and Asami, this is a precious moment. We are all here to support you, your family, your community. We look forward to seeing you receive the blessing soon, and we wait to welcome you back as a new blessed couple and a new family. We are really excited and proud of you. I know your future is bright and full of promise. Of course, your journey as a couple is just beginning, and we do not know the exact course your life will take. But remember to always turn to God and to true parents' guidance, and to turn to each other and to your families and community. I can assure you that you will be there for you to help and support you. Just a short guidance. I already take care of so many blessed family and second generation. I don't know, I cannot count how many couples already matching. I think maybe even 300, more than 400 couples I matched already in Asia. And then I see their blessed life after blessing, just one thing, according to my experience, okay? How can have a happy family? What's the secret? Number one, just now your daddy mentioned, just now your mom already mentioned, put God as the top priority. If you have the filial heart toward God and toward your own father and mother, I am telling you, guarantee, your relations with your spouse, your relationship with your siblings, your relationship with other people, I am telling you, guarantee, everything go on very well. This is the most important thing.
That's why you need to have the clear vertical alignment. As long as you take up the filial heart, father, mother say, 효정. As long as you have the take up the filial heart and 효정, God automatically intervene in your family. God automatically raise up you. God automatically support you. Many people do not know this top secret. That's why Bible is saying that. What's the greatest commandment? You need to love the Lord God with all your heart, all your mind, soul. Means what? God is everything. If you have that kind of filial heart, loving God, this is the vertical standard, 90-degree alignment. Using this standard, you can apply to your father and mother, apply to your spouse, apply to your children, apply to your neighbor, everybody. The second commandment, no need to worry about that. Guarantee. Many people do not know this top secret. That's why you really love Heavenly God and our Heavenly true parents. Secondly, and then you really, Asami, you need to love your spouse. Jonathan also need to love your spouse, Asami, as God. Your spouse is your God. When I started family, and then my spiritual father, Reverend Yohani, said that you need to treat your spouse as God. In the beginning, I could not catch what he's talking about. Then I came to understand that. Your spouse is your God. And then really need to really serving each other. And then secondly, how can you get the really fruit? What is the best achievement of your love? Father said, how can we know what kind of person you are? See the result. If your children become filial sons and daughters, you are already good parents. You already done your portion of responsibility. Who judge me? Who judge my leadership? Who judge my character? Not from you. You look at my children. They really respect you. Respect you like a God. You raise up your children as a filial son and daughter, completely unite, respect you, serving you like God. Then, as the parents, your job is already over. As a filial son and daughters who do not follow the parents' direction. That's why need to use always 효정 language toward your children. Do not using the bad language. Do not using the horizontal language. You need to use 효정 language, very respectful language to your own children. This is one of the way can learn your children very well. So I don't want to talk more longer. Please remember your roots and remember that through the blessing you become eternally connected to God's lineage as one. Let us continue to love and support one another as one family under God. Also, your blessing, Gabby also here, your brother and Jonathan and Gabby couple joining this time in Korea. This time is really, we're going to have inauguration ceremony of the Cheonwon. It is one of the greatest events in our movement. Not our movement, throughout the human history. Opening ceremony, inauguration ceremony of the Cheonwon. This is never come again. Just once an eternity. And then you are joining, your blessing together with the mother, with that kind of celebration. This is really incredible. I think this is really, for you, unforgettable moment. God bless our new couple. God bless all of you and your family. Thank you very much. And I will give the benediction. Let's pray. 사랑하는 하늘 부모님, 천지인 참 부모님,
our most beloved heavenly parents and true parents, today we celebrated the commitment ceremony for your beloved son Jonathan, born you, and your beloved daughter Asami Maruyama. These two young people are pledging to you, to their families, and to each other to receive the blessing together and to stand before you as a blessed couple and begin a new blessed family within your precious lineage. Heavenly parents, we know how sorrowful your history has been, not being able to settle your lineage on earth. But through true parents and the marriage blessing, you could finally see your lineage taking root, growing and blooming through the beautiful new couples. How precious it is to celebrate the union of our second generation children who were already born into your lineage and now choose to continue and multiply your heavenly lineage and heavenly tradition. Heavenly parents, we are eternally grateful for you and for true parents for giving us your most precious blessing. As your children, we want to more than anything to bring you joy, return beauty to you, show you our love, and offer to you our filial heart. Through the blessing, we offer ourselves to you and welcome you to dwell with us in our couple and our family. We are forever grateful for the blessing that the greatest gift you and true parents have given to all humanity. When our young people commit themselves to receive the blessing, our heart echo your joy and we feel your love flowing through us and engulfing all of us here today. Heavenly parents, please accept this couple's offering today. Please bless their commitment and the new union they are making. Please protect them and their families as they prepare now to receive your marriage blessing in just a few weeks. Our true mother has been investing tireless effort to dedicate Cheonwon-gung and Cheonil Temple to you on May 5th. The anniversary of True Parents' holy wedding anniversary, the first time in entire human history that you were able to give the blessing to your children. Then on May 7, True Mother will officiate the cosmic blessing ceremony and offer you so many new blessed couples, including Jonathan and Asami, who are the beautiful fruit of the yours and true parents' blood, sweat, and tears to solidify your lineage on earth. We pray for our true mother's well-being and strength. We are determined to fully support her effort and see your providence come to fruition and to be her shield and her comfort. Let her feel our love, the love of our young people pledging themselves to walk the path of the blessing. I pray that Jonathan, Von, you, and Asami Maruyama will become one of your precious fruit and bloom into beautiful flowers and become an exemplary blessed couple so that you can take delight in them and in their family. Heavenly parents, we are eager to do your will, and what our desire is to dwell with you forever, to feel our heart resonating with your heart and at all times. We know that we can only stand before you with love and filial heart when we are blessed and when we fulfill our responsibility. We promise that we will guide, love, and support Jonathan and Asami and help them become a model blessed couple that can stand before you. Please bless this moment and accept their offering. Let us arrive on the blessing day, ready, deserving to be in your presence. I offer this prayer and report. 이 모든 말씀을 축복 중심가정 용정식의 이름으로 감사하며 보고하고 축원하여 싸움나이다. 아주
Thank you, Dr. Young. And with that, we can't have a celebration without what? Cake, that's right. So we're going to bring out the cake now, and I'd like to invite up Asami, Mariama, and Jonathan Bonoy, the Bonoy family, to come up here, as well as Dr. Young and Pastor Takino to join in on this cake cutting ceremony. So please come up right behind the cake. All right, you may now blow out, make a wish, and blow out the candle. I wonder what your wish is. Make a wish. When you put, So everyone, please hold on to them. Hold on to them. Family. Oh, you already cut the cake. All right, well, congratulations, Jonathan, Asami. And with that, actually, what we're going to do now is take some photos. So everyone can stay up there, but we're going to take photos one at a time. So can I have just Jonathan, Asami, and Dr. Young in the front? Jonathan, Asami, and Dr. Young right here. We have a photographer, just three of you first. And next, we'll have the Vonoy couple. The Vonoy family, join them. Vonoy family, you're next. You're next. All right. Next, the Vonoy family, please join them. All of you. Dr. Young, stay there with them. The whole family flew out here. Wow. And you guys are next. All right. Now I'd like the Mariama family to come up. Bonoy family, just be on deck. We'll take a photo all together later, but as the Mariama family, please join them. And now the union of both the Mariama and Bonoy family. Please come all together. just balance it out. All right, say cheese. All right, now we're going to take a photo all together, the congregation, so please be seated. Please be seated. The cameraman will go up to the front and take a photo of all of us. And as we know, if we don't take a photo, it never happened. have to move the platform first. So yeah, see if you can switch to my announcement slides. Thank you. All right, so we don't have Sunday service without announcements. It is Sunday service after all. So here are some few housekeeping announcements. Special Grace Holy Wine Ceremony. So if you're participating in Special Grace Holy Wine Ceremony, please come to the church on one of these days. So we have April 8th, that's Saturday, a week from today, actually less than a week, 6 days from today at 10 a.m. That's the first round of Special Grace Holy Wine Ceremony. That's actually Chumbo Holy Wine Ceremony. The following week on Sunday, 1 p.m. is the next time. And finally, April 23rd at 9 a.m. is our final opportunity to host the Chumbo Holy Wine Ceremony here. So please just pick one date and attend if you are participating. And finally, something exciting is we have a Spring Festival coming to you on April 22nd, Spring Festival. So what's happening? What's happening today, April 22nd at Belvedere? Well, let's have fun. It says here, celebrate the spring with family and friends over a service project, sports, chess, and a talent show. So it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be very exciting. First thing first is it's actually Earth Day. So there's going to be a service project at Belvedere called Revive the Belvedere Garden. And you're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff called raised bed box building, fill them with soil, plant seeds, plant flower pots, and open to all ages. Please attend, 9 a.m. That's what's happening there. And also, if you like sports, we're going to have sports as well from 12 p.m. That's volleyball and basketball. You're free to join. You're going to be joining a team to participate in a competition. And also a chess tournament. I heard that it's pretty hot these days. Look at that. Pretty hot these days. So if you would like to participate from 2 to 5 p.m., there's going to be a major chess tournament as well for anyone who is interested in participating, all on the same day. And a talent show to close it out. So if you like to sing, you like to do magic, whatever it is, we're hosting this at Belvedere during Springfest. And prizes will be awarded for all the winners as well. And for all children, we'll have pony rides, we'll have bouncy castles, we will have face painting and some photo booths for your family to take photos all together. This is happening when? April 22nd, that's right, April 22nd. And please participate in the service project, it's gonna be great. But also, one thing we're doing is a canned food drive with this as well. So if you come, please just bring canned food and we'll donate it to one of the food pantries around. So that's pretty much it. Spring Festival is happening April 22nd. Please look out on the newsletter for a registration link to notify us that you're going to be there. And with that, I'd like to pass it on to our band for the closing song. But this is also our time for tithing and offering, so please reach into your pockets and tithe. You can offer it up right in the front or online as well. I'd like to pass it on to the band.
All right, so since this is our closing song, I'd like to invite everybody to stand up as we sing Happy Together by the Turtles. If you guys are familiar with the song, sing along. I think about your day and night, it's only right. So happy together, all right.
Call you. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, maybe the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and me,
No matter how they tossed the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you, and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. And you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. So happy together. How is the weather? So happy together. We're happy together. So happy together. So happy together. We're happy together.
All right, thank you, Ben, and thank you all for joining us today. I'd like to invite up the couple to actually come right up to the front. Feel free to walk down the aisle and congratulate them as you go. Thank you all for joining us for Sunday service. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you.
Please, everybody come and greet to our newly matched couple, okay? One by one. This is let's practice the culture of the hospitality. Say, congratulate them.